And 2025 is just not real. It feels like a sneakerhead dream. Like we're all just together coasting in a deep REM filled with everything we ever wanted. And today we're taking a look at arguably one of the best sections of this dream. Starting out with the box, nothing new here. This is exactly what you would have expected. Same thing as the military blues, the bread fours, speckling on the bottom, black lid with the red Jumpman, flight text, everything that you love, but popping the top and taking a look at today's sneakers, guys. This is the Jordan 4 white cement. Here we have them. No reimagining, no craziness, no insane changes. Theoretically, this should be a shoe that everybody is super happy with. However, there are a few things which I think people are going to have some issues with. This being an OG retro, of course, you get the little orange hang tag. It's attached with the little plastic thing, which it's fine. I do really like when they add the metal. That just makes them feel a little bit more premium than this. But more importantly, let's get into some release details because these things are coming up and I'm sure a lot of you guys want to try and grab them. So these are supposed to be releasing May the 24th. Now since that is a good few months out, that date is subject to change. But if we do have any updates, I will leave it down in the description because that's just something I can always update and it will keep you guys informed. These retail for a hefty $225, which I think is up 10 bucks from like the $215 that we're kind of used to now. Again, that could change. It could be $215, but at least that's what I'm hearing as of right now, $225 for these. Not entirely sure how hard these things are to get. There is a couple indications that these might be mass produced, and we'll get into that in a minute, but they could also do something super crazy like what they did with the bread ones, where they made those incredibly limited, hard to get, did a really great job with the storytelling. That might find its way to this pair of shoes, but I doubt it. Now since these are not a reimagined release, it's not some drastic change like they did on the bread fours. This is a lot more in line to what we saw with the military blue fours. So basically what they're trying to do with this pair of shoes is make it as close to the original 89 pair as possible. And there's always some people finding different things that they like or don't like about the specific little details, whether it's the shape or whatever. But you could take a look at a little side-by-side of all of the different shoes from 89 all the way up to 2025 and kind of choose which one's your favorite. The 2016s are going to be what most people own or remember as their last white cements. So I think that's the version that's going to be compared the most to this 2025 pair. What's pretty cool is that this year you have a real rare opportunity to kind of complete the OG Jordan 4 pack. Like we had the fire reds back in 2020, but then last year we got the breads, the military blues, and now we're getting the white cements. So I think that could be a really cool opportunity for collectors. Anybody who does want to do that, I personally do. But here's the thing. 2025 is a crazy year for Jordan 4s. Like I'll put up on screen like all of the different Jordan 4s that are dropping, and it's pretty insane. Like we're getting some of the most limited and just sought after pairs all in one year. Undefeated 4s, Black Cats, SB4s, Nigel's pair, which is actually becoming increasingly popular and more of a must-cop for me. We've got these Travis Scott lookalikes, and of course Amama and Ur is going to be doing something somewhat similar. Like I said, we're dreaming right now. This does not feel real. But at the end of the day, again, if you're someone who's kind of picking and choosing like where to spend your money specifically in the Jordan 4 category this year, I mean, the OGs they're always a great way to go. They're always going to outlive everything else, whether it's a super hyped up collaboration. The stories and history with a pair of shoes like this just does really feel like something you can't pass up on. Arguably the best colorway out of the 4 originals. I mean, I'll just put it out there right now. It's my favorite. Just a clean, iconic pair of shoes. Great colorway that's super easy to style. Now, I've been yapping for a hot minute, so let's get down to the materials because that's where it did kind of take me by surprise. So the main thing that you're going to first realize when you pull these out of the box is this leather is thick. Like it's almost a little bit jarring looking down because you see these leather panels so abruptly. I mean, mainly around this mudguard area, like look at how thick that leather cut is. Because of that, it also feels pretty stiff. Side by side, it reminds me and feels a lot like what they put on these bread 85s. It's like that feeling when you press down on the toe box, it doesn't just squish and wrinkle up, it just kind of presses the entire area because of how stiff and thick it is. So like if we do a little toe box press test with some other colorways, like we got the military blues over here, like just look at the difference when I press down on that that toe box area. SB4s, this being a lot softer and wrinkles up a lot more. And then probably the biggest separation would be the breads that just dropped. Like, this is such a soft tumbled leather in comparison. Now, I personally don't really mind it. It does kind of make me appreciate how soft the leather is that they put on those bread fours, even though I do think technically these would probably be classified as like the more premium leather. But keep in mind, premium leather is always a very loose term when it comes to Jordans of any category. Like, I think it is really just a personal preference thing. It's not necessarily that some are more premium and others are terrible quality, even though I think that does still exist. Some people like the soft, tumbled, squishy leather. Other people like the firmer, thicker cuts. But with the thicker cut on this pair of shoes, it really makes this stand out a lot. It also seems like all of the pairs have it. It's not just like some do, some don't. I've seen a lot of early images of this pair of sneakers and they all have this same thing. It's called a widow's peak. It's on a lot of different Jordan 4s, Jordan 3s. Some colorways, depending on what material they're using, it makes it a lot more obvious. I think this is a very good example of that. And it pisses some people off massively. But it is just the reality of Nike's quality control when they're pushing out sneakers of this scale. And that could be one indication that they are mass producing this pair of shoes, but we'll have to find out. But while we're talking about very tiny little details, one that I really do appreciate is the speckling that's around the back. So I'm specifically talking about the speckling on the Nike Air branding. That is something that exists on the 89 pair and I think potentially the 99 pair as well. So it's like a really subtle nod to the originals that they added on this pair of shoes. Now the ankle area and tongue in terms of padding seems to be pretty standard, nothing crazy different like the SB4s. Still, these remain to be one of the most uncomfortable Jordans you can buy, but it's not like anybody's buying any retro Jordans for their comfort. Now some other details on here which you might appreciate, starting with the tongue. Of course, you got that signature red Jumpman with the black flight text underneath. The reverse of the tongue comes in black with, of course, the Air Jordan patch, which is also red. Now, if we really want to get into specifics and tiny little details, which I know some of you guys do really appreciate, there is a slight color difference between the plastic speckling and the speckling that you find on the midsole. I'm not entirely sure if they've ever nailed this combination, but these are two different materials with different applications. Like, obviously, the plastic is just colored this way, whereas the midsole is painted, so there's a very slight difference between the grays. You may not even notice it. Again, it's a very, very tiny little thing, but for anybody who's like hyper focused on tiny details, there you go. Now, in terms of sizing, these fit true to size. I went with my true to size on these things. They fit perfectly. Now, I typically do that with Jordan 4s, so they're just the same as most of the other ones. But if you're someone who hasn't tried, again, I do recommend just staying true to size. So, is this sneaker a must-have? And what are my overall thoughts on this pair? Well, leading up to this release, knowing that these were going to be dropping in 2025, this was a massive one for me. I love the white cement colorway. I love this pair of sneakers. It was a little bit jarring pulling these out of the box and feeling this leather being so thick. It's not something, again, like I said, that I have a huge issue with. I don't mind it at all, and in fact, it could help these things age a little bit better, wearing them down over time. But I do know some people really just don't like this feel, this thickness, and the stiffness of this leather. Decision making on whether or not this is a must-have for you is really just how much value you place on OG colorways. Like, there's a lot to choose from this year, a lot of flashy new collaborations, a lot of different Jordan 4s that look really cool. But what I will say is that Jordan Brand recently has been really trying to go back into the archives and make shoes as close to their original releases as possible, this being one of them. So who knows how long it's going to be until we get another one that does look this close to an 89 pair. Could be another decade or two. Either way, I'd love to know what you guys think of these. Is it a must-have for you? And I'd also love to know what you think about these in comparison to all of the previous ones, most notably the 2016s and 2012s and so on. Drop your thoughts down there, and of course, if you want to keep on hanging out and check out another video, you got one hanging out right over there.